20th year pala. We started actually in 2003. So this is actually our 20th year. And we're publishing a book, right, son?
And this is the first edition.
Right, okay, we'll do that. This is our third book, if I'm not mistaken. So, every milestone of ALIWAN, we publish a book to document what we've done for the past 5 or 10. I'd like to say it's quite successful. We did, obviously, only the pageant because we couldn't do the parade nor the film competition. And we'd like to think that the AFDQ was quite a success. We're fortunate that we are joined today by 2 of the 3 AFDQ queens. Our first AFDQ queen, who just competed, by the way, ended up in the top 18. Anne Sarsoso is here. Anne, can you stand up to be recognized? Ngayon lang, actually, ngayon ko na nakita si Anne. She's ganda pala talaga. So, congrats to the judges who voted for Anne. She is really stunning. And I'm sure she'll be a Miss Philippines in the near future. So thank you, Henry, for joining us today. No? Of course, our reigning AFDQ queen is here also, si Marakit. Marakit, please stand to be recognized. From Baguio again. Walang kinalaman si Ivan dyan, who's our partner in Baguio. So Marakit, congratulations. Thank you for joining us. And of course, lastly, we're also joined by our 2017 Queen, Reyna ng ALIWAN, si Marla Alforque. Marla from Cebu. I've seen Marla, and she's still as stunning as we've seen her last time around. Ginagabago. Lamang siya ng dalawang paligo kay Ellen. So, Marla, thank you for joining us also. Thank you very much, everyone, all the beauties, for joining us today. No? Okay. While the AFDQ was a success, we have to pivot back to on-ground. And I'm sure all of you in the media would like to see the beauties in person as well. No? Fiestas are loved by Filipinos. It's always an opportunity for merrymaking and celebration of the best of our customs and traditions. No? So ALIWAN, as you know, is the grand celebration of the best that we have all around the country. It's, as we call it, the grand championship of all festivals. You cannot join ALIWAN if you did not win in your own festival. So we're quite proud of that. MBC is quite proud of that, that we started this nice tradition 20 years ago. No? And we'd like to think that in some way, MBC, through ALIWAN, has contributed to the creative industries, no? Promoting Filipino hospitality, culture, and our great traditions. Before I wind up, I'd just like to inform you about certain changes from what we did before because of circumstances that we were presented with. Number one, as you have seen, the schedule of ALIWAN has been moved from the usual April or May to now July. And the reason for this is because of the change in school calendars. Students who normally participate in the competitions have a hard time joining ALIWAN if school is still on. No? Hi, Dennis. Dennis from the VP from CCP. Dennis, please join us here.
Artistic Director.
Artistic Director, VP Dennis Marasigan. Let's give a round of applause. Good to see you, Dennis. As I've said earlier, CCP has always been a partner of ALIWAN, and thank you, Dennis, for joining us today, and thank you for the partnership. No? So, hindi ko na malaman kung nasaan ako nag-end. So, that's okay. Meron naman akong notes dito. So isang change pala is the change of schedule. We're doing it in July because school now ends in July. We're gonna do the ALIWAN 2 weeks after school. The other reason for that is because the contingent choose schools as their quarters for during their stay here. So yung mga eskwela hindi available pag may klase pa. Okay? The other change is the parade route. The parade route traditionally starts from the Quirino Grandstand that ends up here in the CCP complex. Unfortunately, we're going to do that this year because Rosebuddy Park is under construction, and then based on our coordination with DPWH, it won't be finished by July. So thank you to the CCP. The CCP has allowed us to do the parade around the CCP complex. So it'll start somewhere here in the parking lot of Star City. It's called Liwasan Tuwan, if I'm not mistaken. Then it goes around Bukaneg and then back to so it's going to be a shorter route, good for the children. Hindi sila masyado mapapagod. And of course, lastly, the other change is by popular demand, we've been asked to increase the prices. So we're increasing the prices this year, starting this year. The grand prize for, hindi ko na matandaan, Susan. Okay, the grand prize for the dance competition has been increased from 1 million to 1.5 million.
Wow!
And then, ang mag-aabono nun si Ellen Pulido. And then the grand prize for the float competition has also been increased from 500 to 750, so 50%. And also the Reina will also get a 50% increase from 100,000 to 150,000. So yun lang po. And again, I'd like to thank first and foremost our partners, the CCP,
Artistic director following the footsteps of his legato.
Thank you, Susan. On behalf of the Cultural Center of the Philippines and our President, Maria Margarita Morales Florendo, we're very pleased to be partnering again with MBC for this year's ALIWAN Fiesta, and we're very glad that it's going to go on live face-to-face again after several years of the pandemic. As June had mentioned, we had talks about the changes that are going to happen this year, and we are fully committed into supporting the ALIWAN as we have been in previous years. And in fact, we're very honored to be partnering with MBC for the ALIWAN Fiesta. So that's all that I can say. And again, reiterating the thanks to everybody who have been supporting, to everyone who's been supporting the ALIWAN Fiesta. And we hope that you're going to support it again as much as you did in previous years for this year's ALIWAN Fiesta. Thank you and good morning.
Alright, so kindly take your seats. At this point, we would like to offer you our hospitality through this generous spread from Center Table Catering. Lunch is served.
Dito po. Dito po. Thank you. Mamsi, dito mga mamsi. Ano siya, pinagkakas siya na exposure eh.
Susan, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I would like to acknowledge ang butihing ina ng Pasay, ang ating Honorable Mayor Emmy Calixto Rubiano. Of course, together with the tourism officer, the tourism head, si Mr. George Lopez, and our chief of protocol, Mr. Adrian Martinez. Of course, hindi kompleto kung wala po ang representative from CCP, Mr. Dennis Marasigan, and all the press, members of the press who are now here joining us. Sir Norman Tino, ang gandahan. At ang ating mga beauty queens, ang aming AFDQ queens, Miss Hannah Rizarsoso, who just joined the Miss Universe PH and landed on the top 18 and won several special awards. Of course, our reigning AFDQ, ALIWAN Fiesta Digital Queen, Miss Marikit Manawis from Baguio. And of course, 2017 ALIWAN Fiesta Queen, Miss Marla Alforque, who just came from Cebu. Bago lang siya nag-abot karon. Karanugma. So, magandang umaga po. Dun sa question, paano ba kami sumasali dyan sa ALIWAN Fiesta? As mentioned by Mr. Nick Dow, ang ALIWAN po has been dubbed as the Festival of Champions. So, therefore, we only invite the champions of the different provinces, municipalities, or regions all over the country. Way back in 2003, it all started because we have Aliw Theater. You may be wondering, bakit ALIWAN Fiesta pangalan yan? Because we have Aliw Theater. And Aliw is a word that describes festivities. So, festive activities. So, nagsimula po ito dahil gusto namin mag-ingay dito sa CCP complex na napakatahimik po ng mga panahon na yon. And MBC has been known to create events when there are no events. Nagsimula po kami pasakali, ang aming Star City, meron kaming parade of lights, hanggang naisip namin, we have to have drum beatings to go along with the parade of lights. And then, it all started na, why don't we invite the best of Sinulog, Dinagyang, and even in Pasay na meron tayong karakol long time na yon na nagkaroon din ng Talulot Festival, para naman masaksihan ng mga taga Maynila, because not everybody can go to the provinces and join the different festivals. So, the best we have to bring here. And as history has it, naging national event na po ang ALIWAN, and this is the only festival recognized by the Department of Tourism as the national festival. National title po ito, kaya nagpapatayan po ang ating mga contingents to get the title kasi bragging rights po ito. As I was mentioning kanina kay Mayor, the champion in Sinulog early this year competed in Seoul, South Korea, and South Korea and won. 1, 2, 3 po tayo sa South Korea. Ganun po kagaling ang Pinoy. Kaya dapat proud to be Pinoy. So again, by invitation lang po ito. So we send out invitations, of course, through the governors, the LGUs, the mayors, and the head of the tourism, and even the heads of the foundations, kung meron pong foundation like Dinagyang, Sinulog, etc. So yung pong ating mga contingents should be fully endorsed by the LGUs because they have to rightly represent their provinces or municipalities or even the regions. How many can join per province? We limited it to 2 lang po kasi we have to give definitely a chance to the others from even the smaller provinces to showcase their talents, the best of their provinces, and come here to Manila. Alam nyo ho, pag pumupunta ako sa probinsya at sinabing ALIWAN Fiesta, everybody's chanting, ALIWAN, ALIWAN. At you know, ang premyo na hinihintay ng mga bata ay makarating sa Maynila at makapag-Star City. Sa kanila, win or lose, to us, it's a prize already to be in Manila because not everybody in the provinces, not in their lifetimes would have a chance to set foot in Manila and see the concrete jungle here in Manila. So, pagka po sila ay na-endorse ng ating mga mayors, ng ating mga governors, then, kasi po, ang karamihan ng festivals po natin sa probinsya ay funded by the local government. So, hindi po biro ang ginagastos ng ating mga contingents. In fact, pre-pandemic, alam niyo po kung magkano ang ginagastos ng ating mga contingents by the millions, anywhere between 3 million to 5 million just to compete for the title in ALIWAN Fiesta. So, medyo malaki-laki po yung budget ngayon. So, para po dun sa ating mga contingents, they really have to strive hard and win the title. Bring home the bacon because pride and honor po yon ng kanilang probinsya. Gusto ko lang share po itong anecdote na ito. The first back-to-back champion came from Halad ng Cotabato. And the title and the money that they won, pinagpatayo po nila ng school. Kaya po dun sa Cotabato, pag sinabing Saan po yung high school building? Yung ALIWAN Fiesta building. Pinagpatayo po nila. 10 years later, those who competed in Halad ng Cotabato came over, nurse na sila, doctor na sila, seaman sila, just to give support and tell people na we won ALIWAN. We were the first champions and we're here to continue supporting ALIWAN. So, marami pong kwento in Mindanao. Ang ginawa po ng mga choreographers, they gave a mantra, from guns to dance.
Fourth prize, 150. Fifth place, 100,000. And 5 runners-up na tigsi 50,000 po bawat isa. Okay? For the float competition, first prize, 750. Second prize, 300. Third prize, 100. And 7 runners-up na tig to 25,000. Finally, for the Reyna ng ALIWAN, 150,000 this year. First runner-up gets 75. 3 second runners-up na tig to 20,000 po. Plus, we have prizes for Best in Festival Costume, Best in Evening Gown, Best in Swimsuit, and Netizen's Choice, who also have their respective prizes. So yan po ang ipaglalaban ng ating mga contingents at ating mga muses this year. If you notice in the materials that we have been flashing, we actually have a new logo. Yung pong nakasanayan nyo na multicolored ALIWAN, iba na po ngayon. So, for the refreshingly new look, I'd like to call on Vince Haen, again of the MBC management team, to explain the nuances of the new logo. Sir Vince.
Thank you, Miss Sue. Meron akong pa-premyo. Prices kanina, di ba? Seryoso. But this is only for the press peeps. I've got 500 pesos worth of Starbucks GCs. Kung masagot niyo tong question na to, I hope you were listening kanina. Oh, raise your hand, ha? MBC disqualified according to DTI. Hindi pwede. How many... Sige, dito ako. Sige. And this is the question. When did we first have the ALIWAN Fiesta? Give me the year. Ayan.
2003.
2003. Sir, what's your name?
Jay Bago from Passion Friend.
Okay. Jay, congratulations. So, 2003. Padala ko sa inyo yung GC. High-tech na ngayon. Electronic na ang GC. I'll send it to you. So, as Mr. Junik daw mentioned kanina, no, it's been 20 years that we've been doing ALIWAN. Of course, there was a gap sa COVID. But this has been the iconic logo of the festival. And over the years, we have seen this in various forms. No? There were a couple of tweaks here and there, but you know, the whole symbolic thing and the whole logo is the same. So while we were having our committee meeting, one of the groups, no, actually it was the FM digital group, who said, why don't we change the logo? Then they presented to us some studies and the whole committee agreed. But first and foremost, we had to answer a couple of questions like, why rebrand? Why do we need to change? The first reason is to make it digital friendly. What do we mean by this? I'd like to go back now to the. If you notice, our logo has other elements. Meron flowers, meron masks, and so on. In today's modern and digital world, it's very hard to have those details because some of us have small screens, so people consume our logo and view it differently. For example, I have a small flip phone, may iba naman naka-Android, naka-iPhone. Some have tablets, some have desktops or big screens. Before, madali lang kasi you have to print your tarp big enough para makita yung logo. But now, some are really small and the details are gone. So that's one of the reasons. Second is, we have to adapt to the modern trend. As you all know, corporations like banks, retail brands, even telcos and media brands continuously update their logos to make it look modern and not dated. And then lastly, we wanted to have a unified look across all MBC brands. Last year, we did a logo refresh of all of our brands. Love Radio to Yes, RHTV, Easy Rock, DZRH, love din natin Action Radio. If you notice, it carries the same design philosophy, which is, it's simple, it's clear, it's modern, it's digitally adaptive, and it's ready for the future. So, the design team said, why don't we do something like this? By the way, it was led by Renzo. Is Renzo here?
Sa likod dito para hindi na i-interfere. Yeah. Okay.
Hi everyone, I am Marla Pinon for I won Finland in ALIWAN 6 years ago. That was in 2017 when I got the opportunity to represent Cebu here in ALIWAN, and then luckily I won. So if I were to say something today, I would like to say thank you to Sir Nick Dao for allowing me to be part here in our press launching. And also to Tita Susan, Miss Ellen, Sir Santi, Miss Tep Tep, and Eunice for everything you've done along my reign during when I won Reina ng ALIWAN. And to our future queens, I hope that when you come here, you, aside from being beautiful, aside from physically fit, you should also know the background story of your festival, because you are not just representing yourself, you are representing your province as well as the culture and the tradition you have back in your province. So that's it. Thank you.
Dagang salamat, Mayang. Okay. We really missed you, darling. Really missed you. Oo. Si Marla po, nung pagkaano niya ng Reyna ng ALIWAN, just to show you how simple she was at that time. Tuwang-tuwa siya, dinala ni Tep-Tep sa Divisoria, nakakuha siya ng makeup na tig 50 pesos. First time niya po talaga. And, ha? Oo, yun. Kaya it was really, like Miss Ellen, yung mga first time nakakapunta dito, it's a real treat for them. Imagine, sabi yung Tep-Tep na, saan kayo pupunta? Ma'am, Divisoria? Mamimili kami ng makeup.
Sa Venice.
Yes, tapos si Venice, oh, and she didn't even know how to put on her own makeup at that time. Yun, kaya may nararating ang Reyna ng ALIWAN.
She's also Sinulog.
Yes, Sinulog Festival Queen po si Marla that year. Right now, I'd like to call on, magja-jump ako, I'd like to call on our current ALIWAN Fiesta Digital Queen, Marikit Manawis of Baguio, to say a few words. Marikit was a former soprano too of St. Louis University Glee Club, which had also been a champion at the MBC National Choral Competitions. Pakakantahin natin.
Or she used to be a flight attendant.
Yes. Ano po, sample? Yes? Palakpak naman po hanggang sa likod. Para kay Ma'am Ellen, tsaka kay Ma'am Susan. Nakahapon pa ako kinukulit. A whole new world, 100,000 things to see. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having us here and for giving me a great opportunity to be able to meet the queens and of course face to face and our Manila Broadcasting Company family and of course our FDQ family. Maraming salamat po. Super saya ko po kasi may libreng pagkain, may libreng accommodation, hindi ba? Lahat natutuwa sa libre. No, but these are the perks that are given to me because we were given a platform to be a queen that represents the festival of all festivals, ALIWAN Fiesta. And I'm so happy to be here. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you, especially the press, supporting us on social media. And of course, the people behind ALIWAN Fiesta Digital Queen 2022 and ALIWAN Fiesta itself. Maraming salamat po. I believe that ALIWAN Fiesta actually is the a melting pot of culture, of arts, of beauty, of talents, everything. And I'm so happy to be tagged as one of the queens. And I hope that the next queen that will be crowned will be someone whom other people can relate to, someone who can be an inspiration, and someone who has a platform that she knows could really give back to the community. Because I myself as a queen, I may not have so many activities being asked by ALIWAN Fiesta itself, but I was really working hard as a zero waste management speaker for around the country. So yun po yung gaya po nun. I hope with the other queens also, we continue to have that kind of inspiration and motivation to help and give back to the community, because I've always believed that whatever we put out to the universe, whatever we put out to the community, it will always go back to us. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Marikit na marikit si Marikit, di ba? She really lives up to her name. And then right now, I'd like to call on this young lady who in 2020, nung una naming makita yung kanyang application video, tsaka yung photo, sabi talaga namin, yun na. Uwian na. Diba? Hindi pa man nagsisimula yung pageant, we knew she had what it takes. Kasi, iba, ang ganda-ganda niya, naturally beautiful, and her credentials were just something else. And she has proven that. As you saw in the Miss Universe Philippines competition where she competed, she was very into it with her psoriasis campaign. Kahit na, a lot of people would say, ay, may psoriasis ka pala, ba't ka sasali ng pageant? Diba? So she was there to remove the stigma of psoriasis, and she has done a very, very good job. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a hand to Ms. Hanari Zarzoso. Ana, na ang payat-payat ngayon, nakakaingit. Anong ginawa mo? Parang si Marikit, 3 weeks daw, before the digital queen, hindi kumain.
Hello everyone, I'm back. Hello to our media friends, and of course hello to the board of MBC. So thank you so much for having me here. This is actually my first time to set foot here as, diba, an ALIWAN Fiesta Digital Queen 2020, and I always carry that with me loud and proud. So AFDQ has been my stepping stone. It's what catapulted me to the national stage. It's what made people know who I am as a girl from the province who had big dreams of conquering the national stage as well. I'm really grateful for the ALIWAN Fiesta Digital Queen platform, because it was there that I was discovered. And during my reign in ALIWAN Fiesta Digital Queen, I believe that they really equipped me into becoming who I am today, into preparing me for the national stage, so that when I competed for Miss Universe Philippines, I knew that I was ready even though I had little experience. So I'm very grateful for that, grateful for the trust that they have given me, because they believed in me. And yeah, they believed in me, so I believed in myself too. Because, diba, if you are Reyna ng ALIWAN, if MBC put their trust on you, meaning that they saw something from you. And coming back here, coming back home after Miss Universe Philippines, made me believe in myself again, that even though that journey is over, but I have these people with me who believed in me from the very beginning until now. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much for the opportunity, because you have allowed me to spread my wings and chase my dreams. It's not everybody who gets to do that. So I'm sorry for being such a crybaby. I'm just so happy and grateful to be here because this week rin, I'll be going back home to my province to meet my people there as well. So thank you so much MBC, thank you ALIWAN Fiesta. I hope that this won't be the last that I be part of your activities, especially that you have your, it's finally back, the face-to-face one is finally back. So thank you also to the media friends who've been with me in my Miss Universe Philippines journey. Without much being said, I wish you all the best. I pray that everything goes smoothly and that God may bless you tenfold. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah Ree. Si Hannah po ay cum laude graduate ng accountancy sa Father Saturnino Urios University in Abusan, and she is now studying to become a lawyer. Oh. Kaya in a few years, pwede na sa legal department natin. Diba? Usually ginagawa namin ino-offer namin ng trabaho sa MBC, yung mga graduate na CPA. Gusto nyo bang magtrabaho bukid? Discussion na namin dun sa committee meetings. Yung AFDQ winners and candidates are allowed to join Reyna ng ALIWAN. Oh! As long as your municipality or city endorses you to be the festival queen of your LGU. So, noon nakuha mo ang support hindi lang ng Agusan del Norte but also Agusan del Sur and the rest of Mindanao. Malay mo, if you want to, you talk to your mayor again and your governor. I'm sure papayagan ka. Ikaw pa. Okay. Right now, I'd like to roll the video of some of our other queens who are not with us today.
I'm really happy to be back here in the ALIWAN Theater. As what Tita Susan told me, is that we are continuing ALIWAN Festival Queen, which I'm very excited for because it's actually my very first pageant when I arrived here in Manila in 2013. And it's a very dynamic pageant that not only showcases the beauty and the brains of women, but also the festivals all around the Philippines. That is why it is considered the festival amongst all festivals. So good luck to all of the candidates. Do we have candidates already or not yet?
From Pampanga.
Oh, okay, so we have a few candidates already. And when I was invited for today's media launch, I could not say no simply because it's really one of my homes here in Manila. In fact, when Tita Susan told me, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited simply because I get to see my family here in Manila. And at the same time, it's going back to the grassroots of where my pageant journey began. Kasi sa Miss Earth, ganda naman, but that's where my journey ended. So tapos na. Diba? At least ito, maganda kasi, diba? It's where it all began. So thank you so much, Tita Susan, and also to my ALIWAN Festival Queen family for having me. And everyone, I can see it happening that one of these candidates, or maybe multiple of them, will be your future national beauty queens, or who knows, international beauty queens as well. Thank you so much. Have a good lunch.
Stay on because I'm sure you will have some questions directed at you. Have you had lunch? There's still here. Or you want to join sina Marla? Okay, so you go.